here. This is the public side of the facility, and we've got Graduates Restaurant here, so that's open to the public, except that this is basically the first week of the holidays. So it's normally open for lunch times and in evening meal, and it's essentially it gives the hospitality students, the people who are doing the waitressing, the bar service, as well as the chefs behind the scenes, a chance to interact with the public and basically do prepare meals and to serve to paying customers and get feedback on the job. So it's basically a training establishment. One of the real reasons I want to show you this happens about twice a year, and it's the graduation of the graduate diploma in patisserie studies. The corridor that we've got up this way, this is where all the commercial cookery work is being done, and so high-class chefs as well as commercial cookery, so as well as your pies and chips, you got high-end cuisine. So it means that when we bring in product and we try and work up recipes with chefs, we can essentially ask very high-quality, top-end chefs, what do you think of this particular product? And they'll give us good feedback and say it's too big, it's too small, it's great, and we've done that with some of the mussel products that we've been working with here on site. This corridor up here is where they do the bakery, the patisserie and the butchery teaching, and so all the butchers' apprentices come in here and basically learn how to cut up carcass as well as do the marinating and the meat packaging. The products that they make, many of them are on sale here through the delicatessen, again to members of the public. So whether it's the breads or the cakes, as well as some of the olive oils and cheeses and the meats that they make are available for sale. The crests of Le Cordon Bleu, and also up here Hotellerie Suisse. Many of the international chains, the Hiltons and the Hyatts, will only hire staff if they have accredited training through one of these establishments. So it is top-end stuff. And here's the centre, or the headquarters of the South Australian Food Centre. So unfortunately you can't see it particularly clearly here, but this first room is where we've putting in a still, so that we're going to be running programs, short courses in distillation for liqueurs and spirits. So if anybody's making anything with any native flowers or honeys or anything like that, the opportunity is there to make some spirits derived from that. In the back there's a registered cheese production facility. It's registered by the Dairy Board as being a fit place for production of cheese for human consumption. So they do everything in there, making different cheeses, soft cheeses, hard cheeses. They do everything except pasteurise their own milk. So they can bring in pasteurised milk, and then they can make through the process. 2 weeks ago we had 16 people working in there for the whole week. One day they'd make a soft cheese, the next day it would be a hard cheese, and then it would be another variety. Put in some peppercorns into the cheese, bind the cheese, things like that. So they have a ball, absolute ball. This is a very popular area for teaching and for the students. Microbreweries are very popular these days, so many pubs are converting part of their facilities over to actually produce their own beers on site, and so learning how to make beer and the different styles of beer, very important industry for us at the moment. So the people here produce beers for the campus brewery, so they produce a couple of different, a dark beer and a summer ale. And then when it's not being used by the campus, the people who run it lease it back from the TAFE, and they produce beers for their own business interests. And they're opening a shop, free ad here, opening a shop on Friday on the Regency Road. So they would love to see you down there, and the beer is excellent, I have to say. So if you're looking for Christmas presents for those difficult to get to people, and they drink beer, I would highly recommend it. Here at this site, we've got 3 rooms that basically look like this, full of equipment, and essentially you can clear everything out and put in the chosen bit of equipment you want to work with for a particular project. So if it's not already around the walls of these sorts of areas, then it's probably in an area behind the scenes, and we can just bring it out. Everything's to do with cooking food, squeezing olives, cryo freezing of material, dehydration, anything to do with food, almost certainly it exists here. One thing they haven't done particularly well is packaging of food. I think you saw at the deli counter, all they do is a Glad wrap over wrap of product. That's really something they ought to move away from, because many of the trainees that they're putting out there into industry, into the supermarkets and the independent food manufacturers, are using other things than that overwrap method. So we want to bring in new types of technology in packaging and also labelling of products.